Hey, somebody has to tell the truth. So it might as well be me. Alright, fuck it. Can I be honest with y'all? Can we actually have a genuine conversation right now? Because at this point, I don't really care. But because I don't care, this is why it gives me more of a reason to be honest, and it gives me more the leeway to actually be even more authentic, because these are just my honest thoughts, and I'm not going to be censored or be told otherwise or let any negativity affect my spirit here. So I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't understand. Genuinely, I do not understand why y'all are so settled into being average. I've actually heard this quite a few times. This mantra called "average is the enemy." I believe I heard it from a content creator named Bedros Keuilian. Shout out to him. He got some awesome content. I don't know how many times I have to tell you guys this, but I guess I just got to continuously remind y'all. You can't be average in today's world, especially when we got a class warfare going on. Listen to me. The world is rapidly changing. There will be no market left for people who are just want to be straight up middle class, straight down the middle, front and center, spectator, keeping up with the Joneses, all that shit. Listen, in today's world, with artificial intelligence, with social media, with the expansion of the internet, also due to the implementation of artificial intelligence. And I actually put out a previous video talking about why you need to leverage artificial intelligence. But I'm just going to be honest with you. Most of you just don't care. You don't care. You're comfortable with the fact of just being normal. And this is why I don't understand. I've actually put a short not too long ago about I don't understand normal people. And the reason why I don't understand normal people is primarily because in today's world, you can't afford to be quote unquote normal or average. You just can't. Listen, this is my worldview. You have to get your body right. You got to get your money right. You got to get your network in order. You got to get your mind right. You got to be healthy. You got to be whole. You have to be damn near the complete package. And that's not an impossible task, but it is one that's going to require some work. And it's work that most people are unwilling to do. Hell, most people are comfortable with the idea of working just 40 hours. And they think that that's just enough to get them by. And it's not. It's not. I don't care what you guys say. 40 hours is not going to cut it, especially if you want to be a millionaire. Now, I want to be a millionaire, and I understand after studying a lot of millionaires, 40 hours is the bare minimum. To them, that's part-time shit. It is. And a lot of times when people, and this is what normal people do, what regular people do, they get off work for the week. They think about this shit. Really, so honestly, think about this. They live for the weekend. They have this live for the weekend mentality. And basically what this live for the weekend mentality is you're just in autopilot. You're just coasting through. You're just coasting along for the work week. And when it is time to enjoy your weekend, which is your off days, you look forward to, oh, on the weekend, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this and that. A lot of it just has to do with either you're spending money, partying, or you're just going to be a couch potato and be a homebody for those days. And listen, on a large scale, on a macro scale, I don't really see the problem with that. I don't really care. But for people like me, who have some degree of ambition, who actually want more, and there's nothing wrong with wanting more, it's going to require more. And you can't do what most people are going to do. And I don't understand this mentality of, hey, I'm going to go out, I'm going to work my 40 hours, and that's it. It's all done from there. You can't afford to be average in today's world anymore. Average people are people who are continuously in debt. They don't even know how to leverage their debt to build their wealth. They're just in debt because they want that new car or they want that house. They just have to have a house. When I know that people who are really getting to it and people who are really leveraging real estate from an asset perspective, they rent where they live and they rent out what they own. And they don't even do it under the name. They do it from under a business name. But that's going deep into it. That's going deep into like that type of game. But I know this because I've studied them. I study these people every single day. And there ain't nothing average and ordinary about what it is that they do. Their habits, their behaviors. If you compare it to the vast majority of people, if you compare it to the masses, nothing about what it is that they do, how it is that they think, they operate, and how they move and how they conduct themselves is average or ordinary. However, there is a commonality between all of them, or there's some commonalities between all of them. They don't have this live for the weekend mentality, for example. You can't just ignore the other 4 to 5 days in a week if you're working full time and just focus on the 2 and 3, and that's living your life. That's not living, because you're forsaking most of the week. Most of the days throughout the year, you're just co-piloting. You're just autopiloting it all through, and you're just coasting by, when you should be incredibly present throughout all of it. And if it bothers you that much, you need to put yourself in a position of power to buy your time back. And the only way you're going to do that is you're going to have to adopt habits, behavioral patterns of those who have successfully bought their time back. Guys, it's not complicated. Success needs to be emulated. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because a lot of y'all just need a real kick in the ass. Most of you are not going to make it. It's the truth. Most of you are going to be sheep. Most of you can barely think for yourselves. And that's another video that I plan on dropping. Most of you are just okay getting off of work, for example. Hell, half the time you can't even be bothered to go to work. You get off work and you just mess around throughout the rest of your day instead of actually being more mindful and aware and cognizant of the time that you have to actually put into things that's going to pay dividends for you in the future, whether it's working on a side hustle, working on a business, learning new skills so you can get a different type of job that makes more money, whatever it is, even content creation, whatever it is. You need to go out and you need to be intentional about your extra time that you do have. Because if you're faithful over the little time that you have, you will have more time to use and leverage. You will be in a position to where you can actually buy your time back. For me, for example, I enjoy my mornings. Unfortunately, I work most of my mornings. I work 5 to 6 days a week. I work most of my mornings. And I don't like it because I have to sacrifice my mornings so I can earn a living, so I can feed myself, so I can have a roof over my head. And one of the main motivating factors of me actually working as hard as I do in other endeavors is because I want my mornings back. I want to have my mornings back. Honestly, are you guys really okay? Honestly, are you guys really okay with just being the run-of-the-mill, average, ordinary individual? You can't even aspire to be middle class. The middle class is dying, y'all. We are in a class warfare. I have to say this 1,000 times. The middle class is going away. You're not going to make it. Most of you are not going to make it. You have to do everything in your power to stand out, but you can't even do that. That's too much work for you. Even that is too much work for you. And it's unfortunate because if you don't have that mentality, if you don't have that 50 cent get rich or die trying mentality by any means, as long as your character remains intact, you're, for lack of a better word, because this is probably the best word I can use, you're fucked. You're fucked. And there's going to be no way out for you. There's going to be no way out for you. There is a group of people living awesome, extraordinary lives, and you're just okay with yours. I'm not okay with mine. I want more. I'm willing to do more. I'm willing to sacrifice more. I'm not out here all partying. I might go out from time to time, but it's usually by myself so I can take a break from what it is that I'm currently doing to clear my head. And then by the time I come back more refreshed with a greater perspective or a fresh new perspective. And then I can approach that to my work and become more effective in what it is that I do. And you guys, honestly, you guys would put yourselves in debt to impress other people, to have people not think less of you. You'll go into debt to buy that new car because you like that new car smell. You will go into debt just to buy a house because it's convention. You just have to have a house. My wife wants me to have a house. I have to have a house. Otherwise, I've not become successful as an adult. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's American dream marketing. And you're being led straight into the middle class because don't y'all realize that when you put yourselves into debt, and this is normal people shit, because this is still congruent with the video, don't you realize that putting yourselves into debt, you become involuntary servants? You are literally enslaving yourselves by putting yourselves into debt. I have no debt, so I can speak freely on this. You are putting yourselves into debt to impress other people, to live a lifestyle that most of you can't even afford. A lot of you will just get these BMWs, these Audis, these cars, these high-end cars that are awesome, but you'll finance them. You won't even lease them. And you don't even lease them for a business. You will just finance that shit, and you'll have like a $2,000+ payment, with the interest being God knows what. And they're just making, and the dealerships and the lenders are just making a boatload of money off of you, and you don't care. You don't care that you're driving yourself financially under the ground because you just want to impress the other people. You just want to be in that car. You just want to have this. And you're doing it all to spite your own face. And it's unfortunate because most of you think this way, and most of you think that this is a flex, and you're like, oh, but that's cool, but they earned it. No, they didn't. They didn't earn it. They can't even afford it. That's why they have to finance it. And even if they finance it, they don't have a plan to where they can get out of it. Or even if they're going to keep it, they usually trade it in and put themselves into debt even further, which is dumb. It's dumb. Y'all do the dumbest shit, honestly. Aren't you tired? Don't you actually... Give me a sec. I need to get a new chair. This one keeps putting me down. Don't y'all want more for yourselves? Don't y'all have a greater degree of respect for yourselves? Don't you have any self-respect? You're not willing to do what it takes. Maybe y'all just operate out of ignorance. But I can't even say that because even if you are informed, you're still going to do the things you're not supposed to do anyway. Most people, oftentimes when given the chance and given the choice, they oftentimes choose wrong. So that's a gap in the way that I see it. That's good for people like me because we're intentional and we're competitive, which means we're going to do what must be done. I haven't had a new car, for example, in forever. And I don't need one because mine is paid for. I own it. I actually own my shit. This Apple Watch Ultra, never financed it. Cash. This iPhone 14 Plus, and I plan on upgrading to the other one because it has Apple Intelligence.
You have an app named Cash.
Stop it, Siri. I'm not editing it out. Since I'm planning on upgrading my phone, the one that I have right now, bought completely paid for in cash. I don't believe in financing my shit. If I finance my shit, I usually have a short-term methodology or plan to pay it off quickly because I'm not trying to make the lenders more money than what they already have. I should be a deadbeat to these banks. Even with my credit cards. And the credit cards I'm using that has points and everything like that. But I can't even give y'all that game because most of you are financially irresponsible and you can't even take advantage of the free money that you get from that. I have never, since I had my credit cards with the points and all that stuff and the cash back rewards, I have never, not one time, paid a single red cent of interest. Not one. I am a deadbeat to these banks. I am a deadbeat, meaning I just come around, I take advantage of the perks and the benefits, but I don't pay my dues in the way that they want me to pay my dues. They want me to pay my dues through interest so they can make money off of me. And I won't let it happen because I'm actually financially disciplined. I take advantage of it. I take advantage of the free money, the perks, and everything because I always pay off what it is that I owe. And I don't make minimum payments. I pay off either the statement or I pay it off completely. Most of you are not even financially disciplined to do that. And I'm not trying to make this into a financial video. The point that I'm trying to make in closing is that most of you are just okay being average, run-of-the-mill, ordinary people, and you don't understand that you're fucked if you actually have that perspective and you don't continuously grow, evolve, make more money, get in better shape. I don't care what it is that you have to do. You need to find a way to stand out. You need to find a way to stand out or you're fucked. It's that simple. Maybe you need to update your wardrobe. Maybe you need to adopt some sort of advanced skincare routine. I don't care what it is that you have to do. You need to be in complete control of your life to where you actually account for your every hour, most of y'all don't even have calendars. I put a video out in my channel telling you why I have a calendar and the importance of having a calendar. Most of you don't even have that. The millionaires, the vast majority of them that I spoke of, they all have calendars. They manage their time wisely. They get a lot done and it seems effortless to them because they have structured their days through tasks and appointments and they're time slotted. I've literally put a video out on my channel about that. It's going to be posted right up there. I've literally put or over there. I've literally put out a video on that. And y'all are just going to you don't care. Average is the enemy, but most of you do not care. Everybody wants to be rich. Most people are not going to be rich because they don't care. When they see a Rolls Royce driving through, they don't care. When they see a Ferrari driving through, they don't care. When they see someone living in a high-rise apartment downtown and it's a penthouse, they don't care. You know why? Because they think it's impossible for them, A. They don't think it's possible for them, B. And C, and I mean, they're both A and B are the same, but you get my point. And C, they're already sedated and they don't care because they cave into the distractions of social media, video games, binge eating, Netflix, mindless scrolling, partying, drugs, alcohol, whatever it is. Y'all, this is how they sedate you and this is how they keep y'all broke, honestly. Because in the end, in this class warfare, that's all the middle class really is. Just a bunch of broke people who think that they are too clever to be homeless or poor or whatever. And they don't realize they're already on their way there. You're doomed and you don't even see it. And someone can wave a flag in your face saying, hey, look, this is what's going to happen. A, B, and C is going to happen. Look, guys, you got to take advantage of that. My advice to y'all, if you're actually intentional, leave everybody behind. Not everybody's going to come. And in closing, I'm going to say this. For sure, in closing, I'm going to say this. If you guys are intentional about standing out, about being victorious in this class warfare, about being millionaires, about being rich, about being powerful, whatever it is, leave everybody behind. Friends, family, acquaintances, even spouses if need to be. Leave them behind. If they're not with you, they're not for you. They're not your people. Your people are people who are aligned with you spiritually, mentally, who are aligned with you in terms of ideals, in terms of philosophies. They're not the ones that just look like you or who have the same gender as you or who believe in this. It's people who are literally aligned with you in terms of like spiritually. And I'm not talking about religion specifically. Like I'm talking about people who are genuinely in souls aligned with you. Those are the type of people that you need to be rocking with. Everybody else, leave them behind. They're going to be broke. They're going to be poor. And it's okay to be broke and poor right now, but it's not okay to stay there. As long as you're intentional, you'll eventually find your way out, just like I will. I already know I'm on my way. I already feel it. I know. But everybody else, if they don't want the help, leave them behind. If they do, they'll be intentional. They'll ask you, or they'll be intentional and they'll be in the same path as you are. Everybody else, if they don't care, don't even bother trying to go out of your way to help them out. Just let them be what they are. Just let them be cast off in the island by themselves. All right? Just some food for thought. Listen, you can't be average in today's world anymore. Not in this class warfare. Not in today's world, all right? I'm going to catch y'all in the next one because the next one is also an important one. So until then, I'm going to have to see you on the flip side. Deuces, guys.